generated random data set. It goes down for quite a bit, maybe about 100 entries. But I'm interested in looking at these numbers not as an entirety. They range from 1,000 up to 39,000, 57,000. So they've got kind of orders of magnitude for the numbers. You know, there may be 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000 times as big as each other. But I just want to look at the first digit of each of these numbers. Okay, so there's a built-in function on Google Sheets, also works in Excel. To feed in a formula, type in equals, and I'm going to put left, and it automatically gives you some options. When you click on it, it tells you what you want to do. So left string is the cell one to the left, comma, and we want just the first character from the left. And yeah, you see that 4, 6, 5, 2, the first digit, the first digit, the first digit, the first digit, autofill all the way down. Beautiful. Right, now what we're going to do is we're going to define this set of first digits. I'm going to call it something, right? So we're just going to say all this range of data. So to highlight a whole range, you can do this, right, and scroll down, but it gets fiddly sometimes and it gets a bit messy. So click on the first and then scroll all the way down, and then when you get to the last one, press shift on your keyboard and click, then you've highlighted the whole data set. Now it's data, right? So data and named ranges, I'm going to call that name. So I'm going to call that first dig, okay? So this is first dig. Now I actually want to count how many ones I've got in this data, right? How many twos, how many threes, etc., right? So over here, I've already got the 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s. And in here, I'm going to put another function, equals, and I'm going to put count if. And look, if I click on count if, it tells me what range do I want to count. Well, I've already named this range over here, and I called it first. And look, it comes down as a already defined kind of variable. So click. Notice it's highlighted over here. And for count if the first digit, if in that particular range I get a 1. Okay, now the reason I'm doing it that way is because I'm now going to fill down the formula. Now when you click on here, you see what's happening, equals count if the first dig is G6, and this is G6 here, right? Because when I filled in the formula here, this G3 was the cell to the left, and when you drag down, it's relative cell referencing. So all pretty good, right? So yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? Is that what we expected? I mean, I set a random set of numbers from 1, I think it's from 1 to 99,999, and they're pretty much uniformly distributed, would you say? Let's go and have a look at a nice little graph of that. I'll go back to the normal size. If you highlight everything, including the headers, insert a chart, and look at that, it's one of those kind of smart things that it chooses the best, most appropriate chart for you. And yeah, I'm happy with that. So my random data set, which I entered, has got, well, maybe not a uniform distribution, right? Looks a bit like my kind of randomized dice roll, but now for 1 to 9. 2 was the most popular. Yeah, looks pretty good, right? Okay, so there's some top tips on how to use your spreadsheet to do a lot of hard work for you. And we're going to need these skills in the next activity.